Welcome to Mornings with Patricia. So it's Friday morning, and well, it's Friday morning to you. It's Thursday night to me as I'm taping this after a long day, and it's kind of muggy. I'm inside because it's dark, and it's kind of muggy because it's going to rain here soon. And when it's muggy like that, there's just a general heaviness, in the air. So there's sort of a waiting for the rain to begin. So tonight I want to do readings from the poet Rilke and also a reading from Emerson, Ralph Waldo Emerson. So this is the one from Rilke. Be patient towards all that is unsolved in your heart, and try to love the questions themselves, like locked rooms and like books that are written in a very foreign tongue. Do not now seek the answers, which cannot be given you, because you would not be able to live them. And the point is to live everything. Live the question now. I really like that, right? Because as you go throughout your day, just think about this. What do we normally do, right? We try to live the answers. We go forward in our mind and we say, oh, yeah, I want to know the answer. And we make up all these scenarios, some of which are not ever going to happen. And we angst over the things that are in our mind, not the things that are really happening. But what we really haven't learned to live with are the questions in our lives. We're impatient. We want to get out of whatever emotion that question causes, and we want the answer, and we want it now. So we're not very well trained to live the question. So I wonder what might be a question for you, right? Can you think of a question that you're working with right now? Right? Will I ever feel okay about whatever it is? Will I ever feel okay? So maybe you're dealing with an issue in your life, maybe you're dealing with a person, maybe whatever it is, a situation, whatever that is. Will I ever be okay? That's the question. And the feeling is, right, maybe you're not okay with whatever is happening right now. Will I ever be okay with ... Nice deep breath. Another one. It feels so good, doesn't it, to breathe in and breathe out? So as you breathe in and you breathe out, one of the things that you might notice is that really you are okay right now. Right now. Maybe not when you're thinking of whatever the issue is, but when you're being present with right now, then you can really live the question in a different way. Why? Because you're not making up scenarios about what might happen, right? How this might play out, or what's going to really appear for you. You just live the question. And when you live that question and you live it in a present tense, you notice that you are okay right now. You absolutely are. Another nice deep breath. And you know what else? When you are present, very, very present, you are always okay. You are always okay. Let me give you the piece from Ralph Waldo Emerson, because it kind of goes along with this, because we think we need to be a certain way with certain things in our lives. And that's not what Emerson tells us. Emerson says, what I do is all that concerns me, not what the people think. This rule, equally arduous in actual and intellectual life, may serve for the whole distinction between greatness and meanness. It is the broader, or I'm sorry, it is the harder because you will always find those who think they know what is your duty better than you know it. It is easy in the world to live after the world's opinion. It is easy in solitude to live after our own. But the great person is the one who, in the midst of the crowd, keeps with perfect sweetness the independence of solitude. So let me go through a few words what he's saying. Because, he was writing many years ago, at the beginning of the 20th century. And so when he uses words like greatness and meanness, he doesn't mean our current term of being mean. He means, the starkness of whatever it is. So if you think about it in terms of something being very expansive and great and wonderful, and something being very mean, meaning small and stark. So that's what he's talking about there. And then he says it's easy in the world to live after the world's opinion. It's easy in solitude to live after your own. But the person, great is the person, is the one in the midst of the crowd who keeps with perfect sweetness. And that perfect sweetness, what he's talking about, is that peace, that balance, that blend. So I ask you this. I often talk with people about this, that, somebody else's opinion is not a fact in my world. That is not something that's been easy for me to come to, right? That has been up to, a few years ago, a lifetime work. Because I used to obsess over what everybody thought about me. And you know what that did? That caused a lot of sleepless nights, because you can't, they say you can't please everyone. Well, when you're in that situation, you find that you can't please even one person, right? Do you know why? Because you're not pleasing yourself. So you have to take it at a base and say, if I am trying my best to live in integrity with my own philosophy, then and try not to cause harm. Sometimes, things happen, and people in our lives may feel like we are causing harm, but our living, as long as we aren't intentionally causing harm as first cause, then then we're living in the integrity of our own lives. Now here's something. My life is not your life. You're going to live different than I do. You're going to think different than I think. Your circumstances are going to be different. The way you process thought is going to be different, right? So how could you possibly ever come into my life and tell me how I should live mine? Based on what? Based on your life, right? Not based on my life and what my needs are and what my experiences are, but based on yours. And that's what happens when we have opinions about other people's lives. They are not facts in that person's world. They're our facts of our own world. And that's what I mean by that statement. So it's very important to live in the integrity of our own lives. And, Emerson is talking about this. Rilke is talking about this, right? And Rilke is telling us that it's the questions, sitting with those questions, living the questions, that actually bring us to that place of being great in our own lives, right? Because, what's the thing that we like to do? We like to go away. We like to be by ourselves. We like that solitude. It's the vacation. But the reality is that in real life, we live in the midst of each other. And so if we can live like in the midst of each other like we do in solitude, that's an amazing, amazing experience to have. And why is it amazing? Well, because think about this just for a minute. Think about a time, last time you got away. And, you didn't have the worries, and you felt so good, and you just felt, wow, I finally got some peace, right? I finally got some peace. What if you could have that feeling all the time, every day, no matter where you're at? Now, you're going to have the human emotional component that comes in and out, but I'm talking generally. What if you could live your life as if you were always on vacation, you were always at peace? And the way you do that is to be honest with whatever it is that you're going through, whatever the question is, right? So whatever that is that you're going through, sit with the question, be honest about it, or questions, be honest about it, don't be judgmental of yourself, and don't need an immediate answer. You can plop the question in the middle of your life, and you can walk all the way around it and look at all facets of it. Just look at the question. Don't search for the answer, because the question is going to reveal some amazing things to you, right? Maybe layers of yourself you didn't even know was there. And one of those layers you might be really pleased to discover. There's our cat in the background singing. Yeah. One of those great discoveries might be that you can own your own peace with all of your decisions. You won't keep referencing everyone else for your answers. That is a big soul emancipation, right? So when you're not always looking for approval, when approval doesn't mean anything to you, right? Whether you get it or whether you don't, that is an emancipated soul. An emancipated soul doesn't live for approval. They live for the experience of all the experiences, not just the good ones, right? So that's what I'd like you to think about today. It's a Friday, you're going into your weekend. What a wonderful thing. I wonder what big question is going to come up for you today. I wonder what big opportunity you're going to have today to stand in your own decision, to sit with your own questions, and not worry about what other people think. Hey, can you just get that on the tip of your tongue for a minute and taste that freedom? Not worry what other people think. Why? Because they have this thing called an opinion. And where does it belong? Not in your world. Why? Because it's not a fact in your world. Well, I hope you have a beautiful day. I know you will, if you stay present. I'm looking forward to having a beautiful day and a beautiful weekend. And do something really special for yourself today, right? Maybe write yourself a little love note. It says, hey, Patricia, just wanted to tell you what a great job you're doing, right? So whatever your name is, write yourself a note of appreciation. Do something nice for yourself today. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Oh my God, I love myself. And I love you. And have a great day. Have a great weekend. I will see you Monday. Until then, bye.